You've probably seen a cool design and tried to Google or search it on Pinterest before, right? The only problem was the results that came back are super whack, not even close to what you're trying to find. And that's exactly what I want to help you with, giving you keywords that you can use to go and find multiple design styles and keep a glossary of your own. And in this video, we've got 10 of them, so let's get started. All right, first up is Knolling Design. Knolling Design, or photography, is when you take a bunch of objects and lay them out in a grid all parallel to each other or sometimes in 90-degree angles, and they're often organized by size or the type. It started as photography, but turned into a product styling technique and then became its own kind of illustration technique. It's very schematic looking. The traits for this are pretty simple. Everything is flat, it's aligned, there's a fair amount of negative space in between each object, and that way you can process what each thing is. A lot of the time it's going to be monochrome or limited to one or two colors, which make the organization feel even more intentional. And you might also see labels or numbers against the objects, almost like instructions. Now, this is a great choice for product photography or packaging designs where you might want to hint at what's inside, or maybe editorial illustrations or just cool poster designs. All right, time for a silly word that still looks a little serious, and that is Googie Design. Googie is inspired by the 1950s space age architecture. So you're gonna think about diners, motel signs, gas station tanks, all built during this atomic era when everything was a little bit more optimistic about rockets and all of that aesthetic. Now, you might notice some boomerang shapes, starbursts, upward angle roofs, a lot of neon signage, exaggerated type, and the type will often be paired with script and bold condensed fonts with colors that lean into this coral, yellow, mustard, turquoise, paired with chrome or metallic, which is what makes this specific style a little bit different from the atomic age design, which we covered in a different video where it's a little bit more illustrative and cartoon-like. Now, this style is great if you're doing retro signage, restaurant, or a branding project that needs this kind of style, anything that's from that 1950 to 1958 era. All right, speaking of Astro, we've got Astro ASCII Design. Again, around that same time period, but this feels more like a vintage curated box of hotel matchbooks or postcards that got blended into an awesome looking design. If I'm being honest, it's very Wes Anderson looking. Now, those movies came after what I'm talking about right now, but you'll find a lot of similarities. The palettes are soft, dusty pinks, sage greens, mustard, blues, almost always paired with serif or script typefaces that feel sophisticated. There are some star motifs, badge shapes, and faded gradients that will show up pretty often too. This is a strong fit for any vintage-inspired shop branding, maybe boutiques or hotels, cafe identities, or a poster series where you want something that feels like that semi-mid-century style. All right, Cryptidcore is all about mythical creatures, fairy tales, and folklore, and this is a big one in the merch and t-shirt design space. So you're gonna think about Bigfoot, Loch Ness, aliens, the whole world of legends that people like to theorize about. It's got a very campy and national park energy to it, kind of like Cabin Core, but with monsters instead of pine trees or butterflies. The style itself is usually very illustrated, often with line art, limited color palettes, often vintage style badges or sign shapes, and again, think national park signage, but instead of wildlife, you've got the cryptids. The font choices are also going to be block and bulky, like you might see on a road sign. Now, this style works really well, again, for apparel, stickers, camp theme branding, novelty merch. Now, if you're into the POD area, this niche might be for you. All right, next is ASCII Art, and I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, ASCII. This one's a super new one to me. It's like images have been built entirely out of text characters or numbers instead of pixels or brushstrokes. Well, really in today's time, it's kind of a blend of all of that for the sake of the aesthetic, but it's inspired by old internet formats back when computers weren't rendering real images, so people were making images and pictographs out of characters on your keyboard. It was actually super impressive, but now it's coming back as an intentional choice. It's often monochromatic or two colors, one for a background and one for the silhouette of the thing that's been made with numbers or letters. The image itself is very recognizable from a distance, but once you get up closer, you realize the whole thing is made out of characters. Good use cases here are like album covers, poster art, anything techie or tech adjacent, maybe some editorial work with like an old computer edge to it. Now, by the way, we've covered a lot of design styles here on the channel, so I'd encourage you to check out the other videos of completely different design styles I've talked about. One video's got 40 in them. I did another one with 50. We're working our way to 100. So if you're interested, I've linked them down in the description, and it'd be awesome if you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next batch, plus other helpful Kittl tutorials. All right, next is Postage Design, and not like just the actual stamp. I just mean the layout of a postage stamp, and that's what you're gonna use as your template. So sometimes you'll have those perforated edges, but often there's just a contained frame, a central illustration mixed with some typographic details that match what's going on, along with smaller typographic details. So similar to what you would see on a postage stamp. Now, this is very flexible though, because you can drop almost any illustration or image into it, and in that stamp shape, it's gonna hold up. So you can reorder your placements of text and other things. And if you're using those perforated edges, that's gonna do a lot of the heavy lifting already. Now, this is great for badge style logo designs, packaging, of course, or poster series where you might want to show places you've been or products that you really like. All right, let's go back into the Y2K category with Metro Aero. Basically, early 2000s tech, very nostalgic, very glossy, blues, chromes, clouds. It's during that era of Windows Vista, Motorola, other phone companies. If you've seen Cryptidcore Aero, which we've done other videos on, it's in that same family, but the Metro word is your keyword, and that's more about the movement that's going on in this style. You'll notice a lot of glass or chrome, blue gradients, again, some clouds, and you're gonna have more clean sans serif type. Now, this style works for super playful tech branding, emphasis on playful, or really any other Y2K adjacent apparel or poster series you might be using. You can use this design tastefully, you just need to go on Pinterest, dig deep, and find some good references. Now let's stay in the 2000s for a second with Skeumorphism. This style feels like digital designs are trying to mimic real world objects and materials, but still similar to the last design style. So you're gonna think about old iOS core blended with something real, like a chair or any other object. Now, if you're thinking that this one just looks like the last one, I don't really have a good answer for you. I mean, they're pretty similar, just a different set of designs. But the traits are using a little bit more realistic lighting, more drop shadow, more reflections, other textures like metal or water. And this could be a fun one for app icon designs or UI and web designs, any tech branding that wants to reference early smartphones. Now, let's go back another 10 to 15 years to Cassette core, which you can also search with Cassette Retro or Retro VHS or Cassette case design. And essentially, you're trying to find any analog media packaging. You're looking for cassette tapes and VHS covers from the 80s and 90s that still have the design intact. The giveaways are bold rainbow stripes, chunky numbers. You're gonna see 90 or T90, which was a tape that could hold up to 90 minutes of video on it if you're interested. Often with flat, saturated colors, so think orange, red, teal. It's gonna be set against black or white, usually not always, and the typography is very condensed and very industrial looking. It translates really well to album covers, packaging, branding. I've actually used this style for an event where the client showed me many of the references I just showed you from Pinterest, and they wanted their presentation slides to be in the old VHS look. So if that fits your next project, give it a try. Blurry motion design is our 10th style, and it is exactly what it looks like. You're gonna use motion blur as the main technique in the design. Figures, photos, text, shapes, any of it, it all gets smeared into blurry streaks to communicate maybe speed or energy or discombobulation. There's no rule here. You can get pretty wild with it. Anything that's moving or looks like it's blurred, you've done it. The key traits are the soft edges, maybe some glow, some gradients in the background, anything that kind of trails off to show movement. And it almost always uses a super high saturated color palette because that blur needs some contrast against the background. It's really strong for sports branding, event posters, music, or dance content, any campaign related to anything I just said, basically. All right, there's another 10 styles for you to go search and log away for your next project. Now, if you can't remember them, make sure to save this video for later so you can come back to it and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you don't know what Kittl is, I would encourage you to check it out. The link is down in the description. We're a design tool with so many features, so many templates, so many assets, AI tools in there. I've got plenty of videos on the channel if you're curious, but I appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.